Sweden considers Russia to be the main threat to national security, the country's government said. Stockholm is seriously concerned about the cooperation of authoritarian regimes Russia, China, Iran and North Korea. Earlier, Sweden claimed about hybrid attacks. Russia interfered in the work of the country's satellite systems.
Sweden is in the greatest danger since the end of World War II because of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. We also believe that the tense security situation will continue for a long period of time, and also that Russia represents the biggest and most serious threat to our national security. An armed attack on Sweden or our allies cannot be ruled out. Therefore, of course, Sweden supports Ukraine and has established a long-term financial aid of $75 billion. By supporting Ukraine, we are investing in our own security.
Germany is also talking about a direct military threat from Russia. Defense Minister Boris Pistorius insists that the government should allocate €6.5 billion for the country's defense budget for 2025.
We must be ready for war by 2029. We must provide deterrence to prevent the worst. Three issues are central: personnel, materials and finances. In an emergency, we need young men and women who can defend this country. Russia is now building a capability that far exceeds what it needs for a war against Ukraine. The Russian military is planning to raise the number of soldiers to 1.5 million, more than in the entire European Union. If we look at the 5 largest NATO armies in Europe, we see that they have half the tanks that Russia produces in a year. We have to be ready. Carsten Breuer, Inspector General of the German Armed Forces, in an interview with the Süddeutsche Zeitung.
The Baltic States bordering the Federation are paying special attention to strengthening their defenses. In the south of Lithuania, more than 10 storage sites for anti-tank structures, barbed wire and concrete blocks will be opened. The country has increased defense spending to 2.5% of GDP. Latvia and Finland have installed barriers on their borders with Russia and Belarus. In 2025, Estonia will start building 600 bunkers near the border with the aggressor. According to the project, concrete capsules will be dug in and covered with an earthen dome.
Our goal is to develop a solution that fulfills all the requirements for human survival.
If we need to come and talk to private owners, then we will be negotiating with them sometime later this year or early next year. But first of all, we want to build these strongholds on state land.
In order to deter threats from Russia and China, NATO is negotiating the deployment of more nuclear weapons. According to the alliance's Secretary General, the talk is about taking missiles out of storage and putting them on alert. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Larisa Petruk, UATV News.